August 2001.
911, what's your emergency?
Please listen up. We have a baby. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. Please.
Amy Tonguis calls 911, frantic. Her 9-day-old son, Tristan, found in their freezer.
And I'm hoping for hypothermia right now, okay?
Was he left outside?
No, he wasn't left outside.
He was inside the house?
Yes, he was put in the freezer by accident.
He was put in a freezer by accident?
Yes, you have to understand something here. We are very tired people.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how. Okay, and I tell you this right now, my wife did not do it on purpose.
Okay.
Ben Tonguis says his wife did it. In the interrogation room,
I know it couldn't have been Ben, so it must have been me. I guess it was me, but I don't remember doing it.
but his questioning went on.
The only thing they've done consistently is the other one did it.
Figuring out who was responsible would prove difficult. Then detectives and partners Mark Krause and Jeff Keenum each believed the other parent placed Tristan in the freezer.
My initial thought, and even still today, is that the father did it.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you in your whole life?
I don't know. I've had many a close calls. It's just, I've been nearly hit by cars. I lived in Germany for 3 years. The roads are about 8 wide. We have to dodge motorcycles that are legally allowed to drive on the sidewalk.
Where does today rank up there?
Today, that is beyond anything else.
Amy Tonguis told the first initial reporting officer that she did this, she must have done it, and so that sticks with me. Why would you admit to having done this if you didn't do it?
I really don't. I don't know how he got it. Unless I'm going crazy, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
With the two Lake Charles police officers unable to agree, the case goes cold.
I'm proud of what my opinion was. I'm more proud of what Keenum's opinion was, is that he said, hey, Krause, I just don't think he did it. I think she did it. And then we had to move forward.
In 2004, Amy Tonguis pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact and spent 7 months in jail. Benjamin Tonguis walked free. No one charged with Tristan's death.
This is a case that has troubled all of us in law enforcement for many years because it's such an egregious, horrible thing. I still hear this voice about, this 9-day-old baby saying, "Why have you put me in this cold, dark place?" That's a horrible thought. I just can't stand that.
What might seem like a simple case is so complex, 17 years later, no closer to a murder conviction.
People started picking corners and picking sides and pointing fingers. Not at the people who put the baby in the freezer, but they pointed fingers at the police. They pointed fingers at the prosecution. They pointed fingers at the process.
A bit of hope for police in 2015.
I got a phone call at about 7 o'clock at night from a detective in another parish who said, hey, do you know who Ben Tonguis is? Every cold case homicide detective waits on that phone call.
Ben Tonguis had been arrested for raping his teenage stepdaughter. Detectives thought his confession to that crime could lead to another.
You wanted to reach across the table and demand the truth of him. He didn't confess.
Benjamin Tonguis was sentenced to 40 years for rape, but those who worked the case say that isn't enough.
There's still a murder out there that he didn't pay for, that she didn't pay for. Well, it's a 9-day-old baby that I saw in a casket that's about this big, that I'll never get that out of my brain.
17 years after Tristan's death, investigators are still willing to take the stand.
But I would love to have the opportunity to set up on a stand and be cross-examined by the defense and supported by the prosecution to at least be able to tell our story to a jury who says guilty or not guilty. And hopefully that would put it to bed for all those.
That day may never come, as the district attorney's office considers the case closed.
He has now been convicted, I think, of aggravated rape in another jurisdiction and is now serving a life sentence in Louisiana State Penitentiary. If that were not the case, we might be taking a slightly different look at it.
So the case remains unsolved. Ben Tonguis is serving his sentence for aggravated rape in the Avoyelles Parish Jail. Amy Tonguis lives in Lake Charles. Her attorney says she has no comment. The district attorney says while he sees the case as closed, if Benjamin Tonguis were ever released, he'd be ready to try the case. At your service, Kayla Cravell, KPLC 7 News.